So today I'm gonna bleed the brake system. I've been getting some, I don't know, I'd call it some hard pulling to the right under hard braking, which I feel like I just noticed. Maybe it's been there forever, but I'm gonna take the opportunity now to bleed the entire system, put fresh fluid in. I'm gonna upgrade from dot 3 to dot 4 just because it has a higher boiling point than the dot 3. Um, maybe I was getting some fade. I don't know. Anyways, same price. It works. So why not run the 4? So I'm going to take the cap off and I'm going to start in the back right. I believe that is the one furthest away from the master cylinder. And I'm going to just let it bleed out until this gets close to the bottom. I don't want to create any air in there. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it and see what's happening as far as it's getting lower. And then I'll start putting a dot 4 in there, and once I get clean fluid coming out the back, we'll know it is fully flushed. I have this awesome Motives product power bleeder, which is great. So what you can do is you can put fluid in here, pump it up, add some pressure, and what it will do, it'll continuously keep putting fluid through the master cylinder so you never run out. I haven't done that yet because I just don't want to have to clean this out. So what I do is I just keep topping this off, add a little pressure, bleed it, stop. Probably takes a little bit longer than this would, but again, I just don't want to be cleaning this out. So it's a great little system. I've used it before, and I think you only need about, 4 PSI, just enough to be pushing it through, and that way you can bleed it on your own. So it's a great little system. You don't need anyone pumping the brakes, holding it, and it turns into a single-person job rather than a two-person job. So I'm going to get started. All right, so I'm in the back right passenger side of the vehicle. I'm going to start here first. These don't look too good. Got to refinish these. I've noticed this, so not a big deal. These will come off. I'll just blast them out, get all of the existing coating on that's chipping, prime it, and probably use VHT epoxy or something. Maybe have them powder coated, who knows. But I'm gonna keep the drum brakes. There's no reason for me to go to disc. I don't need it. And this is a cool little light that I got at Ace Hardware for 15 bucks. It's a LED shop light and really slim. So cool little pickup for the garage. So I'm gonna use that. So what I have is a can, just an old alcohol can, and I taped some rubber hosing to it, which is fed to the back of the bleeder screw, and this system seems to work great. So I'm going to just open up the valve here and let it start flowing out, and I'll just keep topping off the master cylinder, the reservoir, with fresh dot 4. All right, so let's break this loose. Let's see, we should start to see some fluid. Coming out. It's nothing yet. So I'm gonna, oh, here it comes. Curious how dirty this is gonna look. I've yet to do the back ones. I've done the fronts, so we'll let that flow, and then we'll go top off the reservoir up in the front. So it's not dirty, that's for sure. It has like a tint to it, but I've seen way worse. So I assume this is somewhat fresh. And again, this car only has 60,000 miles, and the previous owner, she had it maintenance all the time. So I'm not surprised to see it this clean. I'm just gonna run the Valvoline dot 4 synthetic. It should be fine. Like I said, it does have a higher boiling point than the dot 3, and this is not a racing car, so I just needed to stop on the road when I'm doing some pulls. So I'm just gonna keep topping this off. Like so, and I'm just gonna let it free flow out of the back until we see clean coming out of there. Okay, so now the back rear is closed. I've tightened this down. You can see it's just held on there and creates a nice suction. And I'm just gonna slowly pump this and see if I can get some PSI in the system. Doesn't need a lot. 3 to 5 pounds is all you need, and you can see it's going up. So once I get to about 3 to 5 psi, I'll stop, go open that up, and it should come out much faster. Alright, so that's locked in. Now what we'll do is we'll go to the back and open up that bleeder valve. Make sure this is on there. Let's see. There we go. It starts to come out much faster. We're just going to leave that open, and when we see a change in fluid, we'll close it and we'll be done. So it looks a little cloudy right now. Let's go check the so we're going to keep putting some air pressure in here. And then we have to keep an eye. On this. We do not want this to get below too low, else then we were just putting air back in it. So I keep an eye on that as well. Just gotta make sure the seal's good. We'll go check. Yep, it's flowing. There it goes, there it goes. I had to open up just a little bit more. It's nice to know that it's this clean. I was a little nervous, but I'm gonna close it just to see. Pretty clean. Pretty clean. So we'll just keep repeating this process until I feel I got fresh DOT 4 all the way to the back here. So now we just keep topping it off and repeating the process until we have fresh brake fluid in all the lines. Okay, so now we're on the back left, and I am going to crack this open and we're going to see how bad this is. Again, I don't suspect that this will be too bad. So a little green tint in it. So this is good that I'm doing it. I'm not sure what green means. I guess it's better than seeing black. I could be wrong. But I've seen way worse, and I think this is okay, and I'm glad I'm doing it. So we'll have fresh fluid sitting in here. Like I said, it's going to be the DOT 4, which will just be more resistant to heat in a little temperature, and at least we know it's fresh. So you can already see, for just a couple seconds of it going, you know, maybe 30 seconds, it's already cleared up quite a bit. So I'm gonna go check the reservoir and keep adding and add the pressure back in. So that is much clearer than what it was when we initially started. So I feel pretty confident that that fresh fluid is all the way back here now, and I'm letting it go quite a bit longer than I probably need to, but just to make sure. A bottle of brake fluid is not expensive, and I feel like it's better safe to be sorry. So I'm gonna cap this one off here and then go to the front right. All right, so this is the front right brake caliper, and I'm gonna guess that this is gonna come out somewhat dirty. I have got on these brakes hard here and there, but I would assume it's going to be what's just in the caliper, and then it should clean up quite quickly. So let's see. Not bad. Like I said, I did bleed these, you know, a year ago with fresh fluid, so it doesn't have that many miles. But we probably will see a change here when the new fluid gets in there. Yeah, this Motive pressured brake leader is just a gem. It makes it so easy. All right, so you can see we have about 3 or 4 psi in the system. We're gonna go down here, super simple. Just crack open the screw and let it bleed out. Great system. I can't recommend it enough. It's been a lifesaver for me to not have to have a second person out here pumping and holding and pumping and holding. And honestly, it's taken me about 30 minutes to do this whole thing, and I'm not in a rush, so it's a great system. So let's finish this up and then we'll top the reservoir off and call it good. All right, so that's about as clean as it gets. So now I just need to top it off with some fresh fluid and we'll be good. And that's it. Now we can put the lid back on. And there it is. So the system has been flushed, both the brake system as well as the clutch system, and so we have all new fluid in there. Stepping up to the .4 from the .3 isn't a big deal. It gives me a little bit more temperature before it overheats as far as the boiling point in the system. Again, I'm not tracking this car, but 4 is compatible with 3, so why not use it? And then again, I know I was ranting and raving about this Motive Products power bleeder, but again, it is amazing. And if you don't have one, you should pick one up because it allows you to do so many things solo and without having to have a second person out here pumping the brakes and holding it while you bleed them all. This system allows you to do a lot of things solo. So again, pick one up off Amazon, or your tuner shop probably has one, but this one is the universal kit if I remember right. I got it a few years ago and I've only used it a few times, but this sits in there, creates the seal, and then as you add pressure, it sits on top. I know you can get them where they actually have a cap that fits your specific reservoir, but I got this one just as a universal system so I could use it on all of my cars rather than one, and I'll tell you what, it works. So pick one up, it'll change your life. Hopefully this video helps. We will just see what happens as far as the braking goes. I don't think it was the fluid, but why not change it? I think the alignment is out a little bit. This car was aligned a couple summers ago after getting the Koenigs, and it tracks fine down the road. It doesn't pull, it doesn't shake or anything like that, but since then I have lowered the front end and messed with a little bit of camber, so that's probably throwing the specs and the geometry off a little bit, so it's probably towed out even more than it should be, which could cause some pulling under hard braking. So that'll be the next thing, and I'll probably just have to wait until spring in order to get another alignment because it is snowing out right now, and we'll just go from there. So anyways, check it out. Hopefully in the next video I do get the braided hoses for the breather can setup that I'm doing, and that job will be finished as well. So just waiting on a few things to show up in the mail, and we can keep making progress on the EK. So I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.